It is time now for Peter Channel sign off news and it's late Thursday, June 30th, 2016. And just before the Peter Channel signs off for the night, some of your late night news and odds on this Thursday night, 30th June 2016. Peter Wiggins and news and odds. Federal regulators open a preliminary probe into the autopilot feature on a Tesla Model S electric car after fatal crash involving the technology, Tesla said on Thursday. Washington, the Pentagon said Thursday was ending the ban on transgender people being able to serve openly in the U.S. military. Jerusalem, a 13-year-old Israeli-American girl was stabbed to death in a bedroom on Thursday morning in the West Bank settlement of Kiryat Arba, spokesman of the Israeli Defense Forces said. The unusual battle between Donald Trump and the Republican establishment on international trade is rapidly escalated as the presumptive GOP nominee rails against business groups and members of his own party while vendors are sweeping. London was a scene that lifted the scripts of Shakespeare, perhaps a binge-watching session House of Cards. When Thursday morning broke, Boris Johnson, the transplant ambitious former mayor of London, was preparing to give. A judge in Maryland was granted a new trial that Adrian Seat set aside a conviction in the 1999 murder of his former girlfriend in the case trial. Was the subject of the first session in hit podcast serial. Istanbul, Turkish officials have strong evidence that the Istanbul reported attackers came to the country for the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa in Syria, and that this ISIS leadership was involved in the plan and attack, a senior Turkish government said. Memory can become more powerful as the year goes by. The century that started the battle of Somme was being marked by the more than ceremony, and international attention that was given in the half century in 1966. There were many veterans there. London, the leader of the Britain's opposition Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, has the support of its half of the party's grassroots members that Paul published as on Thursday showed. And a construction site in central London, several cranes about the concrete structures being built into the new European headquarters at Goldman Sachs. The California Attorney General's issued a subpoena to the Istanbul oil refiners out learned today how they set gasoline prices which are consistently higher than California than most other states. A few days before the House voted on a bipartisan deal to rescue Puerto Rico from its step crisis, Speaker Paul Ryan caught the wind of the problem. Wildlife officials said Trump installed wilderness cameras and scattered the woods by helicopter Thursday for the bear that attacked and killed a U.S. park mountain biker. Police in Richmond, California, looking for a thief who broke into the home of the nation's oldest park ranger, Petra stole a special claim given her by President Obama when she was honored before Christmas in Washington, D.C. In a globalized world, managers and domestic economic conditions of cars have one eye focused around. Before evidence looked no farther than the global monetary policy followed from Britain's June 23rd vote to leave the European Union. Mondelez International Company made a roughly $23 billion bid for Hershey Company in an effort to create the world's largest candy maker at a time when both companies' sales are under pressure. When Sports Reporting Incorporated said everything must go, meant everything including customer personal information. A half-century since he founded the company that would become one of the world's most famous brands, Phil Knight has retired as chairman of Nike's board. Take a look at some local news. Foxborough plans to make development of the former American Legion Plus building could bring in more housing and dining downtown. Developer Jim Gibson told the planning board last week he was looking to put in a 3 one-bedroom apartments into the building as well as an 85-seat restaurant. He said the restaurant will be a family style and is interested in all alcohol licenses. The building is at 8 Mechanic Street. Gibson said he reduced the planned number of apartments in development from 63 because of parking concerns, parking for the restaurant and the town guidelines, because also it takes it into account on the street nearby multiple parking, according to the building commissioner. Narragansett Down, Bishop Feenan High School senior Davis Sheffield of Attleboro rolled in the putt on par for the Senate to play a full. The 20th contestant with Marble High grad Justin Shaw, the freshman in UR, to win his semifinal round match and went up Thursday in the Rhode Island Golf Association Championship Tournament at Port Judith Country Club in Narragansett Down. Attleboro, city's first ever transit-oriented development zone has been established downtown, laying the ground for what Pond hope it will become a favorite urban village in the years to come. Worcester, Massachusetts City, Worcester agreed to pay $2.1 million a month, which said police officers confessed to the suffocated 30-minute son with a teddy bear. The Telegram Gazette reports that the city announced a settlement of Wendaga threatened on Thursday will cannot be immediately be reached a comment. Chung was 16 when her son died in 2008. Police said at the time she initially found him on a crutches crib, but later admitted to suffocating him. The time-lapse image about depicts the change of ozone layer in the Antarctic, which began development in late August and reaches the maximum size in October. Juno was in its schedule to begin and open in a giant planet on Monday, and a Jupiter experienced the influence last week, mission team member said. NASA's Mars rover Curiosity captured a self-portrait in the Navan Duban in the background. Frigate birds, seagull and fires, but a 6-foot wingspan could sail aloft through the weeks at a time when a new study is found. The results painted. Sun should pitch to the bird's life through a spent sworn inside the clouds. Stem cells, they work almost like magic, turning new tissues, secret and mysterious factors that cause our cells to regenerate, replace, and get rid of bone marrow when performing other miracles. Microcells, screen events, sacred complications, and newborns might miss some birth defects according to long-awaited analysts, and the first 1,500 suspected cases in Brazil which revealed instances of brain damage to babies with normal head. Heart disease still leads among causes and death in the U.S. according to just released final data by the Centers of Disease Control Prevention of 2014, but a separate analyst suggests that progressive prevention is slow. There are scholarship options available to students who are interested in creating suicide prevention. Alright, take a look at New England Insulars 1 minute ago in Malta, Massachusetts, Lebanon, and Bishop of Morvat caught fire with a minor explosion. Companies reported, and in Taunton, Massachusetts, 2 on fire, 101 Prince Henry Drive, Mitchell for Datton, Rainham, Norton for station coverage. Peter Chill News Time is 9:31 on this Thursday night. And it's time now for a sports report. And look at the Major League Baseball scores. Kansas City Royals leading the St. Louis Cardinals 3-2 to the bottom of the 7th. Tampa Bay Rays leading the Detroit Tigers 5-2 in the top of the 6th. Miami Marlins leading the Atlanta Braves 3-2 to the top of the 3rd. Chicago Cubs leading the New York Mets 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Cleveland Indians over the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Washington Nationals over the Cincinnati Reds 13-4 in the bottom of the 6th. New York Yankees over the Texas Rangers 2-1. Chicago White Sox over the Minnesota Twins 6-5. Los Angeles Dodgers over the Milwaukee Brewers 8-1. And now look at your traffic. And take a look at Rhode Island. It's looking at our west, about the Ocean State. 130 in the eastbound side, the Newport Bridge, it's a little slow. 130 on the westbound side, it's Sogo. 95 on the southbound side, so from New London. And 95 on both ends, also from Old Sabre to New London. Route 3 on the southbound side, also from Sandwich down to Sandwich on to Route 6. So from Sandwich to that Sandwich, Route 6 in the eastbound side, also on the Bronxville stretch. Route 3 on the southbound side, so from the Braintree split all the way out to Marshfield. Route 3 on the northbound side, also on Derby Street and Hingham. 120 in southbound side, it is slow from Burlington all the way at the Route 2 in Lexington. South Expressway and southbound side, it is slow around the Quincy and 120 on the northbound side, it is slow from Westwood all the way at the Route 9 in Wellesley. Route 120 is southbound side, it is slow from Gloucester to Salem. 495 on the southbound side, also the long stretch, and hit brakes again before Route 3 in Lowell. Whoa! Mass parking in the eastbound side, it is slow from Sturbridge to Charlton. I-91 on the southbound side, Lowell Northampton stretch. 91 on the southbound side, so for 291 on Route 57, and mass parking in the eastbound side, Lowell and Chickabee stretch. Up in northern New England, I-89 on the southbound side, Lowell after the Canadian border. I-87 on the southbound side, Lowell after the Canadian border. 190 on 290 on the westbound side is low from Buffalo to Niagara Falls, and Connecticut, 95 of both ends, also from Guilford to New Haven. 91 on the southbound side, also from New Haven. Merck Parkway on the southbound side, it is so from New Haven all the way down from Milford and then interacting on both ends from Bridgeport all the way down to Stamford. And 95 on the southbound side, it is so from Stamford all the way out to the New York border. And Long Expressway on the eastbound side, also from Midtown Manhattan all the way out to Queens. 95 on both ends, also from the Bronx all the way at the George Washington Bridge. Okay, look at that. MBTA alerts at 9:33. So on, that's one expression relates to the traffic. Commuter rail. Looking good, and on the ferries, they are looking good. Just a reminder, new fares on the MBTA go into effect on Friday, July the 1st. Alright? And now look at the weather. Tonight, most good skies about 60 degrees, southwest about 3 to 5 miles an hour. Friday, chance of showers, mainly after 4 p.m. Increased skies about 82 degrees, south about 5 to 10 miles an hour, chance to 30%. New bridge amounts less than 10 minutes possible. Friday night, showers and thunderstorms likely before 2 a.m. Tonight, chance of showers, punch about before 11 p.m. west. Most good skies will about 64 degrees, southwest about 7 miles an hour, chance to 6%. New rain amounts between the 10 quarter inch. X amount of possible thunderstorms. Saturday, both sides skies, 81 degrees, west about 79 miles an hour. Gust is 20 miles an hour. Saturday night, most good sky about 57 degrees. West about 7 miles an hour. Sunday, most good sky 82 about 61 degrees. And Wednesday, Sunday, podcast sky 85 about 61 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny podcast sky 84 about 62 degrees. Wednesday, mostly podcast sky 89 about 60 degrees. And for Thursday, mostly sky 86 degrees. Currently not near is it's first sky 71 degrees, 22 above Celsius, and humidity 71%. That's going to be for Peter telling Sun Off News on this late Thursday, 30th of June 2016. I'm Peter. Good night. See you tomorrow with more.